And it looked like Chennedy Carter has finally broken her silence about this Caitlin Clark situation. Chennedy Carter just jumped out the window and justified an assault on Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA season tips off in just a few weeks, and nearly every major free agent has signed, except one, Chennedy Carter. Yeah, the same Carter who delivered that shoulder check to Caitlin Clark last June.
Can you break down that situation that happened?
Yeah. So, in basketball a little bit, there's things called talking, what you like to call smack or whatever everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Plays before things are said, you know, that's a part of basketball.
While Caitlin Clark gears up for her sophomore season with more hype than ever, Carter stuck explaining herself on live streams. She claims it was just basketball, just a little tap. But WNBA teams clearly aren't buying it. Is this karma? Is it fair? Or is Carter being made an example of for how not to treat the league's rising superstar? Let's break it down.
So we know Chennedy Carter has always been kind of up against the fence when we're speaking about this Caitlin Clark situation. We remember when she first got asked about this during a press conference, she stated that she wasn't going to speak on Caitlin Clark. Now we know months later, she still hasn't spoken on the whole situation. That is until today. Yes, Chennedy Carter finally broken her silence about the Caitlin Clark hip check.
Flashback to last June, Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever. What should have been a routine game quickly turned into the moment that defined Chennedy Carter's career. A blatant, deliberate shoulder check on Caitlin Clark.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter.
Let's look at what happened. Clark scores, starts jogging back. Carter? She veers directly toward Clark. Not to get back on defense. No, this was intentional. She mutters something, locks eyes with Clark, then boom, delivers a shoulder that drops the rookie to the floor. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't accidental. It was targeted.
So she was signed to the Chicago Sky with Teresa Weatherspoon, with Angel Reese, with Camila Cardoso, and, you know, the rest of the folks. And then we get to the body check. This was originally ruled an away from the ball foul, but it was obviously a flagrant foul. It really upset a lot of people, which really escalated the issue. And it was really just poor sportsmanship on Chennedy.
At first, refs called it common foul, but then they checked the tape. One look, and it was upgraded to flagrant. This wasn't part of the play. This was off ball after the whistle and completely avoidable.
It's one thing pushing Caitlin Clark, and it's another thing blindsiding her. Like, I don't think there's no justification for that. Like, to be honest, we can be honest.
Clark's response? Total class. No drama. No retaliation. She got up, brushed it off, and kept playing. Meanwhile, fans and commentators weren't having it. That wasn't just a hard foul. That was a straight-up cheap shot.
Now, what little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
And it wasn't Carter's first incident. Back in 2021, she was suspended indefinitely from the Atlanta Dream for conduct detrimental to the team after a heated altercation. Her reputation for volatility had already raised concerns, and this incident poured fuel on the fire.
Atlanta Dream did suspend her in the middle of the sophomore season, basically saying she was a detriment to the team and the team culture. So then the Atlanta Dream decided to trade her to the Sparks, the Los Angeles.
Timing couldn't have been worse. The WNBA is in a growth boom, record ratings, packed arenas, and a new wave of attention, much of it thanks to Clark. The league's message? This is a professional product. And Carter's actions? The opposite of that.
What's crazy about all of this, immediately after that push, this is what she said to the media.
On the play before bumping in with Caitlin, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit after the Fever
I
score.
answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
She tried to walk it back later, claiming it was no big deal, but the damage was done. That one moment didn't just stain her image, it reshaped her entire career. Now, she's breaking her silence, but is it too late?
I said Chennedy Carter wasn't going to make a WNBA roster. And as it sit, April 20th, training camps start for teams in 7 days. Training camp for a majority of the WNBA start April the 27th. Chennedy Carter is not on any WNBA roster. Want to know why? Because it's Chennedy Carter's fault she's not on any WNBA roster.
With training camps just days away and still no contract, Chennedy Carter sat down for an interview with Streamer Neon. And let's just say, fans were not impressed.
I think a play before, maybe I was elbowed. Okay, that happens. Think the next play down, maybe something was said. And then maybe there was like a little clip of somebody like yelling in my face. And then we go down the court. Then I hit like a little bucket. You feel me? Come down, hit like a little nice little mid-range pull up. And then I just like, just give her like a little like, I'm here. Like, I don't think it was, what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched, and we seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like, I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds, like said, man, I was mad because like we couldn't stop him.
She brushed the hit off as just talking smack, claiming she was giving Clark some I'm here energy. But come on, the video doesn't lie. That wasn't trash talk. That was a shoulder to the chest.
She did. She stopped and went through. Like, oh. Like, that is not... We watched the clip. There is no way that we're letting this happen. Like, saying that it was nothing. Like this is not just a tap.
And then came the revision. She suddenly claims Clark might have elbowed her first. Funny, that detail never came up before. And surprise, it's nowhere in the footage. Not even close.
So I'm just like, it's like one of those things, like it happens in basketball. I know people try to say, oh, it's not one of those things.
It's not a personal thing. It's a competitive thing.
It happens in basketball, and like it's just one of those things. But like, yeah, it's kind of what happened. Then it spiraled out of control.
And then the media takes whatever narrative they want to
put out. You watch every single game to see if you can find any deflects in my game, and like it's really nothing that you probably could say too much about. So then you have trolls, and that's why I said they're gonna be around regardless. But yeah, it was just like a nice little like tap, like I'm here, not to like harm you or anything. If you want to push somebody, you're gonna like fool.
Social media tore it apart. One fan said it best. Y'all really believe her? Most of the basketball world didn't. The whole thing screamed damage control.
This is crazy, and this changes everything, because all this time we've been waiting on Chennedy Carter to take responsibility for what she did to Caitlin Clark. It shows me, I ain't even got to watch all this footage right here, but I am going to look at it. But it's showing me right now that she still is not taking responsibility for her actions. She's finna blame this whole situation on Caitlin Clark supposedly talking smack to her.
The timing makes it obvious. No contract. Training camp around the corner. And suddenly she's ready to tell her side of the story? Feels more like a last-ditch PR move than a genuine apology.
I mean, that happens, man. Like, it's one of those things. I'm a great player. She's a great player. It looks a certain way. Everybody's going to have their views on it. But my personal view is, I don't have anything against her. She's a great player, and so am I. And I've got buckets all that season. You know what I'm saying? So, just one of those things that, I love it though. They think I hate it. I love it. I love when it gets riled up and juicy like that.
You feed off of like what people say and shit, and it makes you more motivated.
That's what I'm telling you. Oh yeah, I love the hate. I love that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then there's the praise. Suddenly, Carter's calling Clark a great player, even comparing her to LeBron. Wild, considering she used to downplay her game. Feels more strategic than sincere.
This is a bad look, bro. This is her pretty much begging for a team to pick her up. Oh, it's just part of basketball. That's not part of basketball, bro. What you did to Caitlin Clark, you can't justify that assault.
Analysts were quick to call it out. This wasn't just physical play. It was a blatant off-ball attack on the face of the league. And Carter's refusal to take real responsibility, that's what's keeping teams away.
Chennedy Carter just jumped out the window and justified an assault on Caitlin.
Ironically, this whole interview may have hurt her more. It reinforced the exact doubts teams already had. Can she be trusted in the locker room? Sure, she can score. But in this league, character matters just as much as buckets.
Her actions prove that no team is willing to bet their luck on her. Now, granted, she's a dominant scorer, excellent basketball player in certain aspects of the game, but her behavior on and off the court is making it look real shady for her to get picked up by a team.
You want proof? Carter averaged 17.5 points per game. That kind of scoring doesn't usually go unsigned. But here we are, training camp starting, and no teams picked her up.
And there has not been a peep about anywhere that she could be landing in this free agency. So a lot of people, including myself, are wondering, is she worth the risk?
Even her own team, the Chicago Sky, didn't offer her a qualifying deal. They let their top scorer walk for nothing. In this league, that just doesn't happen unless something's seriously wrong.
I mean, she can score. She can score with the lights out. I mean, she can. She's pure offense, a pure shooting guard, scoring guard, instant offense. But if you're a team, do you really want her on the team? I wouldn't.
When pressed, the Sky's GM gave a carefully worded answer, saying the roster changes affected her fit. Behind the scenes, reports of locker room tension and major chemistry concerns. One WNBA exec was blunt. We wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole.
I mean, good luck. Good luck. I don't know who's going to take her. I don't know what teams are going to take her. No, I don't think she's going to the Indiana Fever. I mean, yeah, bring her in after what happened. I don't think so.
And it's not just about one incident. Teams are worried she'll scare off other free agents or disrupt team culture. The league is building something big, and distractions aren't welcome.
Come on, cheer for your teammates, be a part of this team, and then ensues an altercation between the two where Chennedy Carter was sent to the locker room mid-game, of which afterwards, after the game, this is what has been reported. I guess Chennedy Carter wanted to fight Courtney Williams, like physically fight Courtney Williams, who backed away from this and was like, no way. So there was no actual physical altercation that happened.
Plenty of players have come back from mistakes, but they usually show genuine remorse. Carter? No accountability, no growth, and now no offers, not even a workout. The silence says everything.
To an extent, like you can criticize, especially on the court, when somebody 100% cheap shots your favorite player. Like, there's a level of going at it. We all know with Chennedy Carter, it went way too far. Like, we can be honest here, it did go way too far with Chennedy.
In the WNBA, talent isn't the only currency. Team chemistry, trust, and character matter. Carter's downfall is a case study in how fast it can all unravel. While Caitlin Clark headlines the league's new era, Carter's absence is a cautionary tale. Let us know in the comments. Do you think Chennedy Carter deserves another shot? Like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. Click the video on your screen now. We'll see you there.